probably 2020, 1920. And she's a super mare. She was never the easiest in the beginning, in her very early days, but has really settled to the task. A very, very nice moving horse. Very nice active trot that we see straight away. And that's going to grab the judge's eye, make them sit up. You know, when they're judging and they're watching test after test after test, you want something to come down the centre line, somebody, a horse, and say, OK, look at me. And it was interesting, wasn't it? We were talking yesterday with Sarah Kozenplik and also at Maryland with Sinead Maynard. And one thing that Bettina Hoy has always said, what do you think about when you go down the centre line? And she said, well, just, do I look pretty? Which we all thought was fairly comical. But actually, you know, that's all you really need to do is not overthink the straightness. Don't overthink riding a straight line, because once you overthink riding a straight line, then you get the wobble in, and then you overcompensate and you go from one direction to the other. Just think about riding at the judge. Don't think about the straightness. Straightness is one of the hardest things that we ever teach and train horses. The straightness is so key, so paramount. Lucienne, a super rider in the dressage. And this mare's let her in. You can see the rideability in the mare already, and the way that she's looking very relaxed in the arena. We come into this pirouette, first of those, watching the inside leg, keep working the inside leg, inside hind leg keeps working. It was a little bit big. If you're being ultra critical at the 4-star level, it was a tiny bit large, but it's a good shape. That was again too big. But then you run the risk, if you go too small, of then the pirouette being tight and losing the quality of the pirouette step. So that was probably a little bit sensible and very safe in what she did. So Lucienne Bellissimo into the extended walk. The frame could be a little bit longer, a little bit more out in front of her, concentrating on the regularity of the steps in the extended walk. And acceptance of the bridle. You know, we want the horses to walk into the bridle, not drop the bridle and just walk faster. It's about extending the walk step, extending the frame. Nicely into the canter. Lovely expression then into the long side in that extended canter. The ability to sit, collect and show the transition. Coming into the half pass. Nice angle. Don't lose the quarters on the centre line before then the half circle. And they must go straight from X to I. And then from I, it is the half circle back and then the short diagonal flying change, watching the hind leg. And although it was good, it was straight, it was a little bit short behind. But true. And then the second of the half passes. Sitting up. Allowing the travel underneath you, so you don't want to feel that you're blocking the canter in any way. Half circle, sit up, use the left shoulder just to get the horses off of that left shoulder and flying change, and that was late behind, one stride late behind. And that is going to put her down to a 6, a 5.5 for the late change behind. And this final halt, straight, and then just moved off in that last stride, but a very, very good test. What a lovely mare. And I know she's a lovely mare, having